We all crave validation to some extent. It's a natural human desire to feel seen, understood, and accepted. But for some of us, the need for approval becomes a driving force, shaping our choices and undermining our sense of self. We become so focused on what others think that we lose sight of our own values and desires. Understanding the underlying reasons why we seek approval is the first step towards breaking free. This journey is about reclaiming your power, honoring your authenticity, and living a life that's true to you, not the expectations of others. Think back to your childhood. Did you grow up in an environment where love and acceptance felt freely given, or were there strings attached? If love and acceptance felt conditional, we might have developed a deep-seated belief that our worthiness is dependent on external validation. This early programming can linger long into adulthood, shaping our relationships and how we show up in the world. Low self-esteem is like a filter through which we view ourselves and the world. When we lack self-belief, we're more likely to doubt our own judgment and rely on others to tell us who we are and what we're capable of. This constant self-doubt can be incredibly draining. We become hypersensitive to criticism, interpreting it as confirmation of our perceived flaws. The fear of rejection is deeply ingrained in us. It's a primal instinct tied to our need for belonging and connection. But for some, this fear becomes amplified, driving them to prioritize the needs and opinions of others above their own. We lose sight of who we are, what we believe in, and what truly brings us joy. Perfectionism is often disguised as a positive attribute, associated with high achievers and those who strive for excellence. But beneath the surface, perfectionism is often fueled by a deep-seated fear of not being good enough. Social media has only intensified this pressure to present a curated and perfect image to the world. This constant comparison and striving for perfection create a vicious cycle of seeking external validation. Our thoughts have a powerful influence on how we feel and behave. Cognitive distortions like all-or-nothing thinking, catastrophizing, and mind-reading can amplify our insecurities and make us more susceptible to seeking approval from others. For example, all-or-nothing thinking leads us to see things in extremes. This black-and-white thinking can make us overly sensitive to criticism, as we interpret any negative feedback as evidence of our complete and utter failure. We might convince ourselves that someone dislikes us or is judging us negatively, even if there's no evidence to support these assumptions. Reclaiming your power, the path to self-acceptance. The journey toward self-acceptance and breaking free from the need for constant approval is a process. It requires courage, compassion, and a willingness to challenge deeply ingrained beliefs. Start by developing self-awareness. Pay attention to the situations and people that trigger your need for approval. Challenge the negative thought patterns and beliefs that are keeping you stuck. Remember, true freedom comes from living in alignment with your values and embracing your authentic self. Seek support from therapy and surround yourself with people who uplift and accept you for who you are.